Hello, Aries. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Morgan Greer Tarot. It's made by Bill Greer and Lloyd Morgan, and it's inspiration by Paul Foster Case and Arthur Edward Waite, based on something that they know from them. I don't know, it seems very detailed. I don't know why I just feel like I need to put all that information out there. Energy Oracle cards are the supportive Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. This one's so much more simple. Like, not for nothing. Alright, what do we got here for Aries? Ooh. This is a little saucy. Let's see what we got going on here. I think I like this a lot, though, for you. That's a card that, okay, that's good. It's a little, I'm getting, it's a little saucy, you know what I mean? Kind of like, it's got some flavor to it, that's all I'm saying. A little saucy. Starting this off, you have, is that the sacral chakra? Yes, second chakra, sacral chakra, goddess of the moon. Now, the goddess of the moon talks a lot about family to me. And it also talks about, seeing between, seeing what you, I don't know how to put this, seeing what's not to be seen. Like, knowing there's more here than people are able to grasp. You might have a better perspective on something, and other people just can't get there. But that's okay, because you know what you need to do. Again, the family is also with the sacral chakra too. I got a good family feel with that too, which could be coworkers if you view them, if they mean that much to you. Could be friends that if they mean that much to you. If you have a group of friends and you just gel that way. But these are people who very much are very important to you. But the moon also makes me feel like there's possibilities here that you can see. Maybe not everybody else can. Maybe they can't get there, but you know what you need to do. It's like something a little bit beyond. It's a little bit intuitive, I got to be honest, with the moon. Not that that's bad, obviously. And I feel like you're kind of looking at the situation very interesting. It's a very interesting viewpoint for Aries. Kind of like you'd like to just go out there and be like, hey, let's do this. This is what I'm seeing. Let's just do it. Yet you know what you're dealing with, and you're like, okay, if I go out there and I just say, blah, this is what I'm seeing, this is what I think, certain people are just going to fall to pieces or freak out, not getting me where I want to go. Especially when Aries energy gets more mature, it has nothing to do with age, just like when it's more cultivated. It seems to be like, all right, I know what I want to get, but I don't need extra obstacles. But I'm not going to play any BS. I'd rather just deal with it directly. So how can I be direct, yet not throw people in this weird energy where they just seem to be more of a problem than a help? And you're kind of like, maybe if I give it out in pieces, because you don't like beating around the bush. I don't feel like that's your thing. And you don't really like the idea of doing it in pieces, but you're like, well, if that's what I got to do, let me start this ball rolling. Let me see if I can start getting this information, start giving it out in pieces and see what happens. That way, if certain people have freakouts, I don't have to worry about that as much, and I can just kind of deal with it piece by piece. I don't feel like this is the ideal way you want to work this out. I just feel like it's what will work. If I just throw it all out there at once, there's more ridiculousness I have to deal with than I really want to. So all right, I'll do the piece by piece thing. I feel like it's a little bit begrudgingly, but it's kind of like it's what works in this situation. So I'll do that. So you come forward with that information, the Page of Rods, giving a little bit information here, just enough to see what's going to happen with it. Who's going to be really a problem with it? Who's going to gel with it? Is there support here with it? Is there not support here with it? You'd really like to just get right out there and deal with it, but it's kind of like, all right, I know how this works, and I don't need. You're not looking for the extra bull. You don't want that. You're like, I know how these people work. I know how they work. So you're starting off slow. Aries is usually all in or all out. So it's interesting to me that this is how this is going, because I usually see Aries that way, like all in or all out. But I also see Aries kind of like I didn't show up to waste my time. That's another thing with Aries. I didn't come here just to waste my time. So it's kind of like you're balancing those energies. Kind of like I don't like doing this piece by piece crap, but I didn't show up to waste my time either. So I'll do it that way. You're putting forth the information. It seems like it kind of takes off on its own. Now this is an unexpected thing that you kind of like. You're starting that ball rolling. Here's a piece of information. It's going exactly the way you want it to, and you're like, okay, oh, this is good. Let me just see where that goes on its own. One of the reasons you're kind of pulling back, I feel, is because there's enough energy pushing this forward that other people opposing it, the people who want to do this, are taking care of that. It's kind of like there's little headaches that you don't have to deal with because other people are. And you're kind of like, I'll just hold back and let this kind of move forward on its own. I don't really want to deal with this other element. There's something over here you don't really want to deal with. You're not afraid to deal with it, but you're kind of like, I don't really need that issue. I have other things to do. So the fact that other people are getting excited about this and they're going towards that, cool beans. Let them have it. Good joy. Good time. Have a good time with that. Have a good time with that. So this situation goes a lot better than you expect. You got door to spirit with the gate, the garden and the gate, I should say. It's kind of like, I think this is going to happen. Garden and the gate, though, does kind of give that feel like it has to go a little farther before it's really locking in. It has to go a little farther. It looks like it's going to happen, but it's got to go a little farther before it's really locked in. The door to spirit here is saying there's a lot of support behind it, but again, it's the door. You got to get through the door, got to get through the gate. They're giving a big sign here saying it has to move forward first. Something has to happen first. It has to click in next. I feel like at this point, like seriously, you're still holding back. At this point, you're like, well, let me see. You're not giving up on what you want, don't get me wrong. But you're like, let me just see where this goes on its own. Because part of you is wondering, like, if I hold back, maybe this won't be such an issue. Because you might be suspicious or just flat out no, one of the two, that certain people will just rebuttal things because you brought it forward. It could be a great idea. If you bring it forward, it's a problem. If somebody else brings it forward, oh, they're all about it. Because certain people, you might be suspicious again, you might be just suspicious that that's what's happening, or you just flat out know that's what happened. But certain people will just be, just because you're the one bringing it forward, they'll just stand up against it. So you're kind of like, you know what, I'm going to play it cool. This doesn't have to be a problem. I don't really have time for a problem. I have other things to do. Let's see if we can sail through this and just make this happen. And I feel like you're right. You're just letting it kind of go. It's creating a life of its own. It is coming forward. I feel like the adversity here is not seeming to be very much. When I'm getting the Ten of Cups, if there was a little pushback, it's dissipating very quickly. The people who want it to happen are winning over whoever they need to win over. Ten of Cups is telling me this is going very well. All right, so this is interesting. This next part I find very, very interesting. I'm curious what we're going to get into. Now this is because when I see the Angel of Balance, it makes me think of scales. Scales, like the scales, make me feel Libra. Libra is the opposite of Aries. Like sometimes they have a hard time getting along, those two. Libra doesn't really like to fight, but sometimes Aries feels Libra puts a little bit too much bull in what they're saying. Libra sometimes thinks Aries is a little bit rude. So sometimes there's a little disconnect there between the two. That's why I'm finding this very interesting, though. I'm getting that as this keeps going forward, people are realizing that this is something you definitely wanted. And that, you know, technically you kind of started the ball rolling. This is coming out later. The balance is coming out later. Now, this is going extremely well for you. This is taking off. I'm getting the Ace of Wands. This is taking off. The situation is taking off. Very good. It seems like it's going to stay for a while. The Three of Swords is kind of like, I feel like somebody is getting, like somebody's getting outed a little bit. Outed in the sense of like somebody has a problem with you. Somebody has a problem with you and it's showing up here. Ironically, though, even though somebody has a problem with you, they're not a problem for you at this moment because other people are like, what's the problem? You have enough support around you where other people are like, you were all about this until you found out the Aries was the one who created the situation. What's your issue? Other people are stepping in because they don't like this. Other people don't want the discord. And if somebody else is having a problem, and it's quite obvious it's the problem with you, other people are stepping in between this and like, well, what is the actual problem? Like, what did the Aries really do to you? Because it just might be flat out that they don't like your personality, which, we're all different. And I'm going to say that I have an Aries moon, so I've had people come at me that way. They just don't like my personality. Okay, have a good time. Have a good life. Good luck. I don't have to tell you. This is who I am. Because that's usually how I handle that. Like, oh, well, it's not negotiable, so I guess we're just gonna move on then. That's that. Other people are stepping between it and not letting it be an issue. You are fine. You got the 6 of Cups and the 7 of Cups. Like, you got progression coming on here. It's got the cornucopia right with it. Everything is working the way you need it to. People are standing behind you. You got a lot of support about people who care about you and who know you for who you really are. Even when you come at something a little strong, people know, the people who support you know that there's a reason for that, and you just want things to work out fairly in an honest way. You're just very honest. And sometimes you're brutally honest, but you know what? Sometimes you need somebody there to be brutally honest, not for nothing. More possibilities coming your way. This is going really, really well. There is a weird period here. Definitely is a weird period here with the moon coming in. It's another moon thing here where I feel like it's a very tight group of people at this point is what I'm getting. But it's kind of like, is this going to really work out? There's like a question mark here. But it's just in how you feel about it. Is it going to work out? I'm going to say yes, it is, because I'm seeing really good cards here coming next. But there's this moment kind of like you're questioning, like, this other energy, these whatever, I'm calling it an energy, it's probably people though. They do have a bit of a bug up their butt about you. And it's kind of become pretty obvious they just want to get in your way. But they're not really in your way. But you kind of know they want to be. So is this going to work or not? And you got a lot of positive support around you. You're not looking to create, see, other people don't want problems either. And you're like, all right, I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone. It doesn't have to be a problem. That's what everybody's saying. All right, if it doesn't have to be a problem, I guess we'll see. Because you're kind of like, you partly want to go and confront this situation, but you partly are like, you're realizing that just can make a situation that's good now go bad. It may have no positive outcome if you do that. Nothing good will come of it. It'll just make things bad or cause you damage that you don't want. So you're like, all right, I'll whatever. This situation has victory all over it because the Sun card is where it's going. Now, I'm getting like, you have to be careful with this energy. Whoever this person is, it comes out flat out that somebody has a problem with you. Like, it's not hidden anymore. And they're throwing things in your way. I feel like they're throwing things in your way. It's almost like they're trying to set you off. Be aware of that. The thing is, at this point, I feel like you're kind of getting the heads up. You're like, you see it coming. It's almost like, it's almost like you have certain things scheduled throughout the day, and you already hear them over in the background, like creating other plans. You see it already happening. Like, they're trying to get things in your way. They're trying to screw you up. Be careful when you figure this out. Be careful. Be preemptive. Don't let this screw up your end goal. Remember your end goal. This person, don't let them throw you off. Don't let them play this game. Remind the people around you that you've made it very clear what you're doing and when it has to happen and when it's going to happen. This other person, I just feel like they're going to fail a lot. It's weird with this magician because I just feel like they're doing weird things just to try to throw it in your way. They're playing stupid every now and then. Like, oh, I forgot or something. Just keep going. Be careful. Be careful of what you want to say, though, because I'm feeling like they're going to kind of get on your nerves a little bit. Just don't play into the game. That's all I'm getting. Like, Aries can have a very sharp tongue when you want to. Just don't let it come and bite you back. That's all I'm getting. This person's playing their games. Let other people get annoyed with them. Just keep going. Center on your end goal. Center on what you need to get done. Don't play into their ridiculousness. Because they're saying you kind of had the heads up here with the sixth chakra, which is, that's the third eye. So yeah, you kind of intuitively see it coming. Don't play into it. Don't give them any ammo against you. Let other people handle it. Let other people, because I feel like they're going to get on other people's nerves, and it's going to be hard for you to not snap at them or just do your best to resist, because you have a really good outcome here. The Sun card is the best outcome. It's like everything is going to go exactly the way you want to. This person could just damage little. It's like getting a new car with a bunch of dings on it. This person would be putting dings in that new car. Don't let them put dings in your new car. That's all I'm saying. Because it does work out. I just feel like that's when I'm connecting to Aries energy, especially because my moon is Aries. Not wanting to let somebody just get away with that. It's hard to just not say something or just to go towards it and be like, listen, you got a problem, let's deal with it. Because it just doesn't work out to your favor. It's just not okay. But the fact that other people see it happening and you just keep on your, like, I have something to do, I can't deal with that, I got this to do. If you're able to not engage that, other people who care about you will. Because I feel like it's going to aggravate other people, especially when they're thinking this person is trying to create problems for no reason. So do your best with it. I know it's like Aries doesn't usually shy away from a fight. That's the thing. And it's not that you're doing that. It's just like you're not giving this person what they want. It's almost like by playing this game, that's their goal. They're trying to get at you. They're trying to pick at you so they can get you to go off, and then they can be like, you see, that's how they are. You see how nasty they are? That's what they're trying to do. Don't let them have that, because that's the win they're looking for. Be aware of it. Okay, we good? We're good. I'm going to shut this down here. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.